Mr. Feet? Mr. Bob A. Feet?
Sure, whatever.
What is going on, beautiful people of the internet? Well, it is again your boy Mr. Feet back with a brand new unboxing and review video for you guys here today. And of course, it is another Hot Toys. You guys already know what it is. You guys are probably wondering, holy shit, Mr. Feet, 2 videos in one day? Well, hopefully if I do post it in one day. The dumbass that I am, I didn't post those 2 videos. We got new releases, and I might as well just do those ones then kind of just fuck around and wait around. So, obviously we're here today to, unbox this figure here today. You guys already know what it is. I'm just going to bring it up. That is, of course, the Hot Toys DX. I don't know what number this one is. Hot Toys Ashoka from the Mandalorian. Yes, ladies and gents, this is the DX 21. 21. Very good number, excuse me. I am super excited to be unboxing this, well, because this has been one of my favorite and most anticipated figures that was supposed to release, I think, this year. And, well, here we have it here today. But before we jump right into that, of course, if you guys like these types of videos, well, hit that little red button right there down below and hit the little bell notification, because if you guys like these types of videos, well, I do them here and there. And, of course, I'd love to give a big shout out to Binance Studios. I pre-ordered this a long ass time ago, but of course when it came out, he shipped it out to me very, very quick, and because of that, that is why I have this figure here for you guys here today, and to, well, give my honest review about it. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be jumping right into this. Of course, as you guys can tell, this is a big boy. This is the, of course, Hot Toys Ahsoka, the Ahsoka from the Mandalorian Season 2, that godly season from the Mandalorian. As you guys can tell, we have just the normal box art over here, as you guys can tell, with another baby Grogu. Of course, we have like, I think 7 at this point, and of course we have, normal box art ribbon over here. But same, if you guys did watch that Clone Trooper review, it's probably here somewhere. Just check out my channel. This is a removable sleeve as well compared to the other one. And like I said, I have not seen any of these box arts for this, and just yet, this is my first time ever seeing them. So this is my honest reaction. So let's just slide this puppy out. And okay, just looking at the back, you can see it's some type of big ass art. Damn, that DX box art is super nice. When it comes to DX, if you guys don't know, it's a certain line that Hot Toys, I guess, makes, where it's a little bit more detailed when it comes to certain things. You get a certain aspect of accessories that you can get with figures, and this is, of course, part of that, because it's DX instead of the TMS. And usually those DX boxes are a little bit more detailed than your average Hot Toys box, and as you guys can tell, well, this looks very, very beautiful. Picture of the figure and Grogu recreating that scene from, well, the Mandalorian when they first meet and all that. And yeah, it looks pretty nice, as you guys can see in the back. Nothing crazy, just the same old credits, all that type of stuff, and then of course a holographic logo of, well, Star Wars. So yeah, and then of course I believe this is magnetic. I can't remember off the top of my head because I am a dumbass sometimes. Or do I pull it out? Oh no, you pull it out. So as you guys can tell, we have another sleeve. So this is another sleeve in its sleeve, I guess you could say. And then we have another picture of the figures here itself. And yes, we have 3 sleeves now at this point. And then of course, when you take this out, we have like this little text right here. It says Ahsoka Tano, a Togruta female, sorry if I butchered that, was the Padawan learner to Anakin Skywalker, the GOAT, and a hero of the Clone Wars, the GOAT as well, series-wise. Alongside Anakin, the GOAT once again, she grew from headstrong student into a mature leader, but her destiny laid along a different path than the Jedi. Very, very powerful description of Miss Ahsoka Tano, as you guys can see, but very cool nonetheless. Very nice packaging, and then of course on the side we have a little Star Wars thing over there. But yeah, nonetheless, Hot Toys got it with the packaging, and then you just take this little piece off, and we have the figure here itself. We're just straight up raw dogging it. No foreplay, nothing. We are going into it real good, as you guys can see. This is, holy shit, this is a nice figure. But, ladies and gents, before I let you guys, have a little peek of this beauty over here. But what we do here, of course, right before we get into this figure, is we lay out all the accessories you probably won't ever use because, well, who uses them for the most part? At least I don't. But yeah, we're going to go into detail about that right before we jump into the figure. So we will be right back. Alright, ladies and gents, so we have all the accessories laid out in front of us here as of, well, right now. And as you guys can tell, well, there's not really that many accessories, but there are enough, I guess, to kind of create cool little, scenarios, whatever. But I'm gonna just dive right into the first one, and that's usually the one that actually I didn't really remember that I came with, and that was the backdrop. So I didn't put it here because it's really big, as you guys can tell. You open it up, and then you get the backdrop of the episode, that Miss Ashoka Tano was in, and as you guys can tell, it is not a very cheaply made one compared to the other ones that other figures come with, which is pretty nice. But it's a very nice thick metal, or no, I'm sorry, stupid cardboard kind of material. But we have that kind of very pixelated background job. This is something I will never use, so this is going straight back into the box. But I did want to include this into the fact that this came with this figure. So yeah, there's that. And then of course, moving on to the next part, which is usually the first thing I kind of go through, is the base. So this one doesn't come with your standard rectangular base. This comes with a very unique kind of like dirt, mud, woodish base, as you guys can see. Detail on it's really nice, I guess. I mean, I don't really know how to determine whether it's nice or not. I mean, it looks like dirt, so it's good enough to, I guess, recreate that. And of course, it comes with this branch, which you actually attach right here. I'm not going to attach it because it's going back straight to the box. I probably won't be using this just because it's a waste of space. Honestly, I prefer actually, it's not a waste of space, but for me, preferably, I like the little rectangular base, so I'll probably end up using that. But it's a cool base nonetheless. Like I said, you could have her be posed in a certain way, like how the promotion pictures had her, but me preferably, I like a museum pose, and that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. So yeah, there's the base along with the branch right there. And then moving on to the next, I guess you could say, boring accessories is usually the hands. So the hands, there's actually not that many hands. For, I guess, DX ones, they don't really come with very many. It's just kind of ones that you'll actually use. So in this case, we have like a fist, and then we just have 2 gripping hands for, her lightsabers, obviously. Very nice weathering, I guess you could say, for like, the glove. It's a leather glove, and then obviously her little armor piece right there. And then moving on to the next set of hands, which I was very surprised about, is the Grogu hands. As you guys can tell, these are extremely, extremely tiny. It's nothing that like I expected. I'm guessing it's just, as you guys can see, I didn't even know this one had changeable hands, because most of them don't even, have the posability, I guess you could say, factor into these little Grogus. But this one I haven't really dove deep into it, but the fact that you can remove its hands is something very different. And of course, that's, I'm pretty sure, has to do with the DX, I guess you could say, status of the figure, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, just little simple Grogu hands, as you guys can see. Nothing insane, but definitely different for sure. And then moving on to the next part, we have this little lamp or lantern that was in the episode of The Mandalorian. As you guys can see, it's very nicely painted for sure. You can see how vibrant it looks under the light, which is very nice. As you guys can see, just a yellow look to it. And then of course you have like the weathering and the gold look to it, which is very nice little details to it. And of course, it's something that Ahsoka holds just like this, or she can have it in the middle of the diorama set, or whatever, however you want to do it. But like I said, this is something I'm never going to use, so there's no point for me to have it. Or I'm sorry, there is a point for other people, but for me, like I said, there's no use for it. And then moving on to the next boring part, I guess you could say, is the cloak itself. So we have the cloak that Ahsoka wore during the episode. As you guys can see, it's made of wool. It has a magnetic, or I guess you could say movable wire for the hood, which is very nice. I do like how Hot Toys implements that, so then it looks like it's you can move it in however way, or you want to have it on. You can have it look a certain way, which is very nice. And of course, we just have the hood. It looks like a raggedy, like I guess you could say, rag in all actuality. And then of course, you can close it up by having this little clip over here. You just pop that boy in there, and then you'll hear a click somewhere. I think I just can't really see from my angle. Yeah, it clips on there, as you guys can see right there. It's just kind of hard, and then it was originally came clipped, but then I took it off and then to kind of show it off. But yeah, we have that right there, as you guys can see. Personally, I probably won't have it on her, because for me, I like the look of hers right now, or how I guess her outfit in general, I guess you could say. But we'll dive right into that more later down the line. And then I guess you could say to the next boring part is, of course, the lightsabers. As you guys know, Miss Ahsoka Tano is a gray Jedi, so we have these Laffy Taffy looking ass things right here, as you guys can tell. Like the mysterious colors of whatever flavor you're gonna get. That's what this reminds me of. I probably will never use at least these ones specifically, just because I sometimes use it, sometimes I don't. But yeah, we have these. She's a gray Jedi, meaning she's not really on the light or dark. It's just kind of in between. So Usually those types of people have this type of look to it. And then of course we just have your, you know, normal looking ones over here as well. So like I said, nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary. The only thing is it's a different color, as you guys can see. And then moving on to my favorite part of any wielding character from Hot Toys is the lightsabers. I love the attention to detail that Hot Toys brings to their lightsabers, as tiny as it is, as you guys can see. This looks pretty darn good. I really like Ahsoka's lightsabers in general. I think they're really nice and really sleek looking, and I think they look really nice in the fact that, you know, Hot Toys, you know, are able to knock down like certain characters' lightsabers is a really nice, you know, addition to, I guess, the accessories, which I really do like and I really do enjoy. And of course you can have the lightsabers, you know, be connected. I believe this is removable, so you can remove this to have like a more, you can have it on to have a more accurate look, which is really nice compared to, like, you know, the standard lightsabers. You remove this, oh wow, and then, you know, obviously put the blade in. But for me, usually I never have the blades in unless like I really want something specific to be, you know, shown. So for the most part she'll have them like on her hips probably, or she's gonna have them in her hands. But I do like how they have added the D-ring where you can hang it off, which is very nice. But yeah, like I said, very nice attention to detail when it comes to making the lightsabers and all that. As you guys can see, the weathering and all that type of stuff. So yeah, pretty nice stuff. But other than that, that's pretty much it when it comes to the accessories. Nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary, I guess you could say. But then your normal standard, you know, I guess you could say Hot Toy, but this is a DX. But yeah, nonetheless, I know I kind of made a mess, but regardless, we're going to move on, well, to the best part. Or not the best part, not yet, quite yet. We're going to move on to, well, what you guys are here on. That's the figure itself, so I will be right back. So, ladies and gents, of course, because my audio likes to fuck me over so many times, I already did this part again. But here we are again because I didn't have the audio first. So, jumping right into this, well, ladies and gents, enough of me complaining. We have the figure here itself. As you guys can see, it's a very beautiful figure. But before we dive right into this, I just want to jump right into this little Grogu figure. So from what I have reviewed so far, I have a bunch of pretty good amount of Grogus right now, I guess you could say, because of the Mandalorians and all that. But for this one, I think is the most unique one, just because, well, since this is a DX set, I believe this is one that is very unique in the sense of functionality, because you can move its arms in any way that you want, and of course you can remove it like we said previously because of its extra arms. So like I said, and you can move its head, which I don't think many others do. I think some of them do, but for the most part I think it's just mostly still where this one is kind of like pretty good range of motion. But yeah, we have this cute little Grogu. As you guys can see, suit is still the same, nothing any different. But yeah, pretty much it right there. And then, well, moving on to what we're actually here for, it's the Ahsoka figure, as you guys can see. And Jesus, this figure is very beautiful, very nice set. I'm super glad that they actually made this into DX set, because it's, you know, they put more care and more, I guess you could say, more effort into DX figures, which I do genuinely like. As you guys can see, it's a very beautiful figure. We're just gonna start from the bottom to the top. We have her boots with her shin guards over here, as you guys can see, with a very nice paint job of little scuff marks and little weathering marks. She has like that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle type look to her feet, which is kind of weird, to be honest, but I mean, I guess it fits her look in this era, I guess you could say. And as we move along her lower part of her body, or her thighs and all that, we have like this little jogger look to it with little like graphic looking, like, or just graph looking, I guess, style or patterns onto it. And then we move up further near her belt area, we have like little cloth pieces where you can kind of, you know, kind of have flap. It's very flexible, so when you pose it, it's not like a rubber material where, you know, it holds it back from, you know, certain leg poses or anything like that. And then of course we have this rubber material on the belt part, which is not leather, thankfully, so it won't, you know, flake off later on, you know, which is a very standard, you know, leather look. And then we have like this little like circle ring to it, look to it. And then along the side area we have like her little, I guess you could say, strings or attachments to her belt, which, you know, like I said, it's nothing like hard or anything, so it's easily accessible to move around. And of course we move up her breastises, and we have like a little cloth material around her that goes around her neck. A lot of people don't like the neck piece. To me, it's not a big deal breaker when it comes to that. So yeah, and then of course, you know, we have her skin showing with her shoulders. You know, obviously she's orange, so you know that's something that's you know, whatever. But it does come with the rubber suit in the sense of like her skin is rubber, so a lot of people kind of have problems with that. You know, when it comes to posability and all that, you know, tear, like the skin actually tearing, like I guess with the other Ahsoka figure with her elbows, and then but we'll kind of jump into that a little bit further down the line. So and then moving on to the arms, we have little cloths that kind of go down along her forearms, where you know her forearms have padding and you know armor onto it, which has the same amount of weathering kind of look to her, you know, her shins and all that type of stuff. So yeah, her outfit's pretty basic, but obviously unique to her style from, you know, the Mandalorian and obviously the show and the time period that she's out. But it's pretty nice, you know. Like I said, Hot Toys was, you know, did an excellent job in bringing this into like a 1/6 scale figure form, and you know, they did a pretty good job. But what we're actually here for the most part, and I'm just going to take it off, is the head itself. And of course, a lot of people were complaining about it. Me personally, I think it looks perfect. A lot of people were complaining about it, but to me, it looks super, super good. I can see why people say it doesn't look like Rosario Dawson, but for me, from afar, it looks like her. So that's all that matters, because I don't really look at my figures up close unless, you know, I'm changing the poses or whatever. But to me, it looks like her, and it obviously is who we think it is, which is Ahsoka, which is the main part. But yeah, we have her look to her. Very, very nice look. I love her, you know, little hair, I guess you could say hairband that she has, you know, as she gets older. And then her little, I don't know. I know what it's called, but I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to sound stupid. But, you know, her little hair, I guess you could say. It's very, you know, much older Ahsoka compared to her, you know, younger self from the, you know, from the Clone Wars, where, you know, Hot Toys actually came out with that version, which, you know, now I have it. I have the head here itself. Yes, I have Ahsoka's head lying around in my room. We have the Hot Toys Clone Wars Season 7 Ahsoka, and then we have the Hot Toys Mandalorian. So this is a animated adaptation of, or I'm sorry, a live action adaptation of a animated, you know, version of Ahsoka, and this is the actual live action version. So these are two kind of basically different complete head sculpts. Both of them, I believe, are removable. Yes, they are, from what I remember. Like I said, this one is DX, so it is removable, and you can change the eyes. So what the fuck with the head sculpt, same like that. As you can see inside, you can move around, toggle with the eyes, and kind of, you know, make them in any direction that you want. For the most part, I probably really, I can't speak, Jesus. For the most part, I probably won't, like, you know, change it, just because if I do, I feel like I always make them look cross-eyed or kind of stupid in a sense. But you have that option too, which is cool. Same thing with this one. Technically, this wasn't a DX version, but they added that feature onto it anyways for whatever reason. But yeah, like I said, two different head sculpts, two different hair pieces. Obviously, she was younger. She had, like, you know, and a lot of people are, you're probably wondering why, because as you get older, when it comes to their species, their, I guess, little hair things get longer. This one, for whatever reason, wasn't in that way, because a lot of people complained that her things weren't long enough, because in Rebels they were super long, and this version of Ahsoka takes place way after Rebels. The reason why it's not as long is because for the live action version, for them to actually do stunts and all that, they actually, you know, made it short so it wouldn't affect the, you know, like the flexibility of it and all that. So that's why it's not as long as, you know, it should be, which it should be longer. Pause. And, you know, that's why it is what it is. But to me, that's not really a big deal. It's not a big deal breaker. I know it kind of ruins continuity and all that, but for me, I really don't care. As long as it looks good, that's all that matters to me, and it looks pretty darn well. But yeah, like I said, you want to compare the two head sculpts, like I said, they look pretty nice. Both look pretty nice, but I think this one may be the clear winner. I don't know. They're both really good in their own way, so it's not really like, I don't like to compare them, but for those that want to see them compared, that's pretty much what you have right there. But yes, we have the Rosario Dawson head sculpt right there. Very, very nice paint details. And yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to, you know, I guess the figure itself. Going back to the rubber suit of like the skin area, like I said, a lot of people don't really like that, because when it comes to posability and all that, when you have it like this for so long, eventually, like, I believe the armpits rip, and a lot of people don't like that. And I would understand, because you're paying a lot of money for something that, you know, may get damaged in the near future. So like I said, beware at your own risk when you have them in a certain pose, I guess you could say. For me, I like museum poses, meaning like I like them, you know, looking a certain way, just still, not really doing anything, crazy or anything like that. So yeah, for me, I think I'm probably going to be safer doing that, especially with a suit like this, instead of, doing something crazy. But ladies and gents, we are moving on to the final part of the video, and that is, of course, posing this beautiful figure. And the many poses that you could probably, or at least I can, pose it, while also, expressing how I feel about the figure, or giving my final thoughts about the figure. So nonetheless, I will be right back. Alright, ladies and gents, so after a very long time of posing and actually doing this, we finally have the figure here in the final pose that I will personally be having him, or her, I'm sorry, in my collection. So, ladies and gents, as you guys can tell, well, I didn't actually include Grogu in these posing, I guess you could say, little showcases or whatever you want to call it, because, well, personally, like for me, I will not be displaying Grogu there, so I'm sorry I wasn't able to, for those that wanted to see that, you're not going to see that here. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. But nonetheless, those poses did include the very many poses, or, somewhat poses that you could pose with Ahsoka here. Like I said, I'm not the best poser when it comes to, doing all that type of stuff. I prefer, very low-key, very subtle poses like this one here. And in all honesty, regardless of what type of pose you put her in, she's going to look great. It's a very, very beautiful figure. With one thing I do want to say for sure that I was kind of disappointed is I thought it would come with a wired, I guess you could say, cloak, which she has on. She does have it wired only in the hood, but not around the rest of the, I guess you could say, the body of the cloak itself, which it's kind of a bummer because in the promotion pictures, it looks like she has a wired cloak piece of, like, there's certain pictures of it, like, in the wind and all that, which it would have looked nice, it would have looked better, but I mean, for me, it's not really a deal breaker, but for those that, do poses, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to do mods in their sense of, adding the cloak, or probably adding like a wire clip or something like that, or a paper clip in there to kind of make it have that little, flow or body or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, for me, regardless, this figure is absolutely gorgeous from head to toe. It's a absolute, must cop, or must, will cop for those Ahsoka fans. For me, I personally love The Mandalorian Season 2, and especially the adaptation of Ahsoka in real life, especially with her gray sabers, or, I guess you could say gray Jedi sabers and all that type of stuff, was really like something that I really wanted in my collection. And of course, it was a DX figure. I love DX figures, and when I can get my hands on them, well, I will definitely get my hands on them. And this figure is no, different than any other DX figure, at least for me, except for the Maul one. But that's a whole different story. But yes, ladies and gents, beautiful figure. Like I said, if you guys are a huge Ahsoka fan, and especially the Mandalorian, this is something that you want in your Mandalorian line. Even if you're not really a big Ahsoka fan, this is definitely a figure that will definitely pop out from your collection. So, nonetheless, ladies and gents, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about this figure. Do you like it? Do you guys have a pre-order? Do you guys are thinking about buying it? Let me know, because I like hearing your guys' interactions about the figures I review. And of course, if you guys enjoy this video, please leave a like, because, well, helps your boy out. And of course, you guys like these types of reviews and all that type of stuff, well, hit that little red button down below and hit the little bell notification, because, well, helps me out, and I also actually helps you guys out know when I post these videos. But nonetheless, ladies and gents, you guys want to follow me on Instagram, link in the bio. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and just remember, I'm just a simple man just trying to make his way through YouTube, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.